So imagine that all of these little points that are the earthquakes from the recent Haitian quake were coming out of the earth. And imagine that quake event expanded in time. And think about how these lines that come in and out of this area right here might correlate with these events. This is not actually the thing that correlates with the quake itself. The thing that I correlate with the quake is the whole, this part right here, this region right here. But this region also has this sort of form to it. What you see here in the form of these streamers is not visible in the human visible spectrum. This is X-ray view. And there would be in other spectrums an associated similarly shaped form around the coronal holes. And so this gives you an idea. This is sort of like the magnetic filings that we use to trace the magnetic field. And this would have, this area right here would have the same sort of structure to it. Now this is not the one that's associated with the Haitian quake. This is a different quake that is probably going to happen in the next 7 days. And there's another one over here that will probably happen after. This is going to be a very, very active earthquake period that we're moving in here. And you have this area here in the southern hemisphere. This is probably the Solomon Islands. I'm not sure about that. But there's been a lot of activity in the Solomon Islands. So this is a southern hemisphere quake. The problem about gauging where they are right now is that there's a 47-degree margin of error nearly at the solstices. And since we're at the solstice, the latitude is not predictable because of the tilt of the Earth. And so we're talking about a time expansion of these points, these lines. And these are actually places on the Earth where the physical matter is hypercontinuous or discontinuous in time. You have the concept of a mountain, like this is on top of a mountain right here. And so you've probably got a big bunch of matter, a big bunch of material that has been deposited in this area from the inconsistency in the Earth's hypertime translation. And the other type of quake is when this Earth disappears. The type we have on the west coast is when these bonds, this material structure is removed in a sudden shift, and the Earth accommodates the loss of its body in a sudden shift. And so that's the concept. So there's two types of things that are indicated by the astrotometric translation of the Earth through time. There's the addition of material, and there is a subtraction of material. And if you Google flux transfer event, you'll find that NASA has identified a very, very similar phenomenon that I'm trying to point out with this research.